But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved.
Start off with news that has social media, politicians, and fans in an uproar. Billionaire rapper Jay-Z is accused of raping a 13-year-old girl along with Sean P. Diddy Combs.
Tony Buzbee just dropped a bombshell that has the internet in shambles. The high-profile attorney known for taking on massive cases has come forward with new evidence against Jay-Z that could land the rap mogul in prison for life if found guilty. And y'all, the stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just about money or reputation anymore. With more receipts reportedly in hand, Buzbee is making it clear that Jay-Z's legal troubles are far from over. In a shocking development, the lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs has now expanded to include allegations against Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, claims she was by both men at a 2000 after-party following the Video Music Awards. Originally filed in October against Combs, the amended lawsuit names Jay-Z, also known as Sean Carter, as a co-defendant.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z.
According to the lawsuit, the then 13-year-old Jane Doe alleges she began feeling woozy after consuming a drink at the party and went into a nearby bedroom to lie down. It was there, she claims, that Jay-Z assaulted her first, followed by Combs. She states that she fought back, striking Combs before escaping the room. These allegations have added a new layer of complexity to an already controversial case, drawing Carter into the web of lawsuits that have plagued Combs for months. Jay-Z, known for his measured public persona, wasted no time firing back. In a statement to CNN, he described the allegations as so heinous in nature and called for the accuser to file a criminal complaint instead of a civil lawsuit. He stated, "Whomever would commit such a crime against a youngin should be locked away. Would you not agree?" But that's not all. Carter's legal team has pushed for Jane Doe to reveal her identity, arguing that defending himself against anonymous allegations puts him at an unfair disadvantage. Mr. Carter should not have to defend himself in the brightest of spotlights against an accuser who hides in complete darkness, reads the motion filed by his attorneys. They argue that revealing her identity could allow witnesses to come forward and either corroborate or refute the claims, potentially changing the trajectory of the case. However, the accuser's legal team, led by Tony Buzbee, alleges that Jay-Z's response goes beyond legal filings. According to the amended lawsuit, Carter orchestrated a campaign of harassment and intimidation against Doe's attorneys, their families, and associates. This alleged campaign, described as an effort to silence the plaintiff, only motivated Doe to press forward with the lawsuit, her attorneys claim.
But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you.
In his response, Jay-Z dismissed these accusations as part of a larger blackmail attempt orchestrated by Buzbee. This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics, Carter said, doubling down on his stance that the allegations are baseless. Meanwhile, Sean Diddy Combs continues to face mounting legal challenges. Already indicted on charges of racketeering conspiracy and related offenses, he has been named in roughly 30 civil lawsuits, all of which he vehemently denies. The inclusion of Jay-Z in one of these lawsuits only adds to the scrutiny surrounding Combs as the legal saga grows increasingly entangled. Jane Doe's allegations place Combs and Carter at the center of a deeply disturbing narrative, with claims of widespread drug use and exploitation at high-profile parties. These allegations paint a picture of an industry where power and influence shielded unacceptable behavior for decades. While Jay-Z has maintained his innocence, the weight of the allegations is clearly affecting him and his family. In an emotional statement, he opened up about how these claims have impacted his loved ones. "My only heartbreak is for my family," Jay-Z said, noting that he and Beyoncé now face the difficult task of explaining the nature of these claims to their youngins.
They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are.
But here's where it gets even more intense. Jay-Z revealed that one of his youngins is old enough to be affected by these allegations in their social circle. "I mourn yet another loss of innocence," he stated, reflecting on the broader impact of the lawsuit. While his focus remains on clearing his name, The personal toll is undeniable.
So Alex Spiro, who is Jay-Z's attorney, is basically requesting that a judge looks into this and says, okay, the identity of this woman who was accusing Jay-Z and Diddy of this, because she fought as a Jane Doe, needs to be disclosed so that they can properly do their investigation.
However, Jay-Z's choice of words, calling the allegations heinous in nature, has sparked debate. Some see it as a calculated move to distance himself from the accusations, while others believe it's a sincere plea for justice. Either way, his decision to describe the case as a blackmail attempt has only added fuel to an already raging fire. Now, this is where things take a darker turn. CNN previously reported that an anonymous male celebrity filed a lawsuit against Buzbee's firm, accusing the attorney of orchestrating an extortion scheme. According to the claims, Buzbee allegedly threatened to release entirely fabricated and salacious allegations of SA, unless his client complied with demands for large sums of money. The allegations also included shocking claims of rape involving both male and female minors. To make matters worse, Buzbee's accuser painted a picture of a calculated effort to ruin reputations for financial gain. But Buzbee isn't backing down. In an Instagram post, he fired back saying, "We won't allow the powerful and their high-dollar lawyers to intimidate or silence sexual assault survivors." He framed these counter-allegations as an attempt to undermine his case and his client's credibility. Well, Buzbee didn't stop there. He also doubled down on his belief in transparency, stating that full public disclosure would eventually sort out the truth. His confidence in his approach is clear, even as he faces claims that could potentially tarnish his own reputation. The legal battle between Jay-Z and attorney Tony Buzbee has turned into a full-scale war of words, with each side pulling no punches. In a court filing seen by NBC News, Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, argued that the accuser's decision to remain anonymous by filing under the name Jane Doe casts a shadow over the case's credibility. Spiro framed the anonymity as inconsistent with justice, fairness, or the rules governing federal proceedings. His argument suggested that this tactic was more about leveraging public pressure than seeking the truth. But that's not all. Spiro went on to accuse Jane Doe and her legal team of orchestrating a calculated media campaign designed to smear Jay-Z's reputation. According to the filing, the strategy feeds media coverage and inflicts maximum public relations damage, while the core fact of the plaintiff's identity remains wholly hidden from view. Spiro's message was clear. If these claims were genuine, they would withstand scrutiny under full transparency. However, the stakes were raised further when Spiro demanded either the dismissal of the lawsuit or the public disclosure of Jane Doe's identity. This move not only questioned the legitimacy of the claims, but also signaled that Jay-Z was prepared to fight back aggressively. Tony Buzbee wasted no time responding to Spiro's assertions, and his rebuttal was just as fiery. In an interview with a news outlet, Buzbee dismissed the claims that his demand letter amounted to extortion or blackmail. He countered, "Anyone that suggests that a demand letter, especially the one that I sent, is extortion or blackmail, is foolish." According to Buzbee, such letters are a common legal tool, used daily across the US to negotiate settlements before litigation. But to make things worse for Jay-Z's camp, Buzbee accused Spiro of trying to deflect attention from the allegations. "Attempting to attack me to take the focus off of the alleged perpetrator won't work, and it won't intimidate us," Buzbee stated. His words painted a picture of a defense team more focused on optics than justice. By calling Spiro's strategy a diversion, Buzbee strengthened his resolve to keep the focus squarely on the allegations against Jay-Z. Spiro's insistence on revealing Jane Doe's identity added another layer of intensity to the case. On the surface, the argument was about ensuring fairness, with Spiro implying that anonymity undermines the pursuit of truth. However, critics argue that forcing Jane Doe to come forward publicly could expose her to harassment and retaliation, potentially discouraging other survivors from stepping forward in similar cases. But now, things are even more complicated. Buzbee pointed out that maintaining Jane Doe's anonymity is about protecting her from the same powerful individual she's accusing. His statement shifted the spotlight back onto Jay-Z, casting doubt on the motives behind the demand for identity disclosure. This isn't the first time Jay-Z's name has been linked to younger women, and while many of these connections have never resulted in lawsuits, the rumors have been persistent. Let's take a deeper dive into the timeline of events that have kept this chatter alive over the years. Jay-Z and Beyoncé are the ultimate power couple, but their beginnings have often sparked questions. Publicly, their relationship became known when Beyoncé was 19, as the two made their debut as a couple at an Armani exhibition. But here's where things get complicated. Photos and accounts suggest they actually met much earlier, in late 1997, when Beyoncé was just 16 and Jay-Z was 28. While there's no concrete evidence suggesting any inappropriate behavior during this time, the timeline still raises questions for many fans and critics.
I got a bunch of comments on that video saying that Beyoncé was underage when her and Jay-Z started dating. They have a 12-year age gap, and in an interview, Beyoncé said that they met when she was 18, but didn't start dating till a year and a half later when she was 19.
Then there's Foxy Brown, Jay-Z's young protege. She entered the music scene in 1994 at just 15 years old, but it wasn't until 1995, when she was 16 or barely 17, that Jay-Z reportedly discovered her talent. Together, they recorded the explicit rap track Ain't No Ninja, a collaboration that has been clouded by ongoing rumors of a relationship between the two.
Allegedly a romantical thing. It's all right, I'll say alleged, but we know. Yeah, she hit it before Beyoncé.
The speculation never fully disappeared, even after Foxy Brown denied the claims. Her words during a 2005 interview only added fuel to the fire. She reminisced about Jay-Z picking her up from school for studio sessions, saying, "Jay can tell you, he'd have to pick me up from school and take me to the studio." While she emphasized her professionalism and talent at such a young age, the imagery of these interactions has kept the gossip alive for decades.
Period. Jay and I come from nothing together. My cousin Clark Kent, we're gonna be all the way real. Everybody must say this, but Clark Kent is the reason why we are all on.
But the story doesn't stop there. In a surprising twist, Foxy Brown recently shared some cryptic messages on social media, just one day after the allegations against Jay-Z came to light. The rapper posted the words, "Wow" and "Wait," accompanied by a shocked face emoji on her Instagram story. While she didn't directly mention the lawsuit or Jay-Z, the timing of her posts has left fans speculating. From 1995 to 2000, Jay-Z was also involved in a high-profile affair with Carmen Bryant, Nas's then on-again, off-again girlfriend. Their relationship reportedly lasted 5 years and resulted in Bryant becoming pregnant at 26, though she tragically suffered a miscarriage. This affair was more than just tabloid fodder. It sparked one of the most infamous beefs in hip-hop history between Jay-Z and Nas, leaving a lasting impact on their careers. As if things couldn't get messier, a 31-year-old man named Rymer Satterthwaite, who has been fighting for years to prove he is Jay-Z's illegitimate son, has spoken out following the explosive allegations. Rymer, whose late mother Wanda, claims she became pregnant with him at just 16 years old after an encounter with Jay-Z, expressed his frustration and heartbreak at the rapper's response to the current lawsuit.
I don't know how he feeling. Like I would hope he would think about it and this would be in his mind, but I wouldn't actually know what another person is feeling at the.
It is both heartbreaking and frustrating to see Mr. Carter respond to allegations with such deflection and attacks, Rymer told DailyMail.com. His comments paint a picture of a man still searching for clarity about his identity while watching Jay-Z attempt to navigate a minefield of legal troubles. For Rymer, this is not about fame or money. It's about finding the truth and ensuring accountability for everyone involved. Rymer's battle to confirm his paternity has spanned more than a decade. According to Wanda, she had a brief relationship with Jay-Z in 1992 when she was 16, and he was 22. At the time, she was in an on-again, off-again relationship with her high school sweetheart, Robert Graves. Rymer claims that his mother was adamant Jay-Z was his father, and even took steps to establish paternity while she was alive. But the process hit numerous roadblocks.
My mom did tell me she went in there and filed a paternity test, and it just, basically I can say it was a whole lot of running around with that case. It was a whole lot of things that wasn't, what can I say, we didn't have enough information to.
Despite his persistent efforts, Jay-Z has consistently denied the claims and avoided DNA testing, leaving Rymer in a perpetual limbo. His mother's untimely passing has only made the journey more painful, as Rymer continues to push for answers to questions that have followed him his entire life. When you take a step back and look at all these allegations, especially the recurring claims of Jay-Z's relations with younger individuals, it's hard not to notice the troubling similarities between him and Diddy. Despite the explosive accusations against Diddy and his subsequent arrest, Jay-Z has remained notably silent. No public condemnation, no distancing himself from the actions of his longtime industry peer. Considering their decades-long association in the entertainment world, the silence feels a bit too convenient. And frankly, it's more than a little suspicious. But that's not all. This isn't the first time Jay-Z has found himself at the center of allegations that cast a shadow over his character. Back when Jaguar Wright publicly accused Jay-Z of various unspeakable actions during an interview on Piers Morgan Uncensored, the fallout was swift, but not in the way you'd expect.
Well, Jaguar Wright unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview.
Piers Morgan is apologizing to Jay-Z and Beyonce after an interview he conducted detailed false allegations about the couple.
Rather than addressing the claims directly, Jay-Z's legal team swooped in, reportedly pressuring Piers Morgan to not only take the interview down, but also issue a public apology. The move raised eyebrows, leaving many to wonder if Jay-Z was more concerned about damage control than disproving the claims. And if you thought that was all, think again. Rumors from Jay-Z's past add another layer of complexity to this messy situation. One of the most talked about involves Kathy White, a woman rumored to have been Jay-Z's mistress. Her sudden and untimely passing in 2011 sparked waves of speculation about Jay-Z's alleged involvement, although nothing was ever proven. However, the mere fact that such rumors persist adds to the cloud of suspicion now hanging over him.
Why don't you just talk about Kathy? That might help. That might help a lot.
I would say, those who don't know who Kathy is.
Kathy Coriana White, Jay-Z's pregnant mistress.
When you put it all together, his silence on Diddy, the heavy-handed response to Jaguar Wright's accusations, and the unresolved questions surrounding Kathy White, it paints a picture of someone who may not be so different from Diddy after all. And now, with Tony Buzbee's lawsuit bringing new and horrifying allegations to light, it seems like the walls might finally be closing in on Jay-Z. So, with all this swirling around, one has to wonder, how much longer can Jay-Z avoid addressing these allegations head-on? Could this lawsuit finally be the one to break through his carefully crafted image? And if the claims prove true, what will it mean for his legacy and the wider entertainment industry? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because trust me, this conversation is far from over. And while you're at it, smash that like button and hit subscribe for all the latest updates and juiciest tea. Oh, and don't go anywhere. Check out our next video. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a wild ride.